So Halo Infinite is ruining my life. Is the game fun to play? Yes. Is the game highly addictive? Yes. Is it visually pleasing? Amazingly visually pleasing. Which is all the reasons why it's ruining my life. Let me put you this way. I spent over an hour just on weapon drills. Just playing Halo Infinite weapon drills by myself for an hour over the course of 2 days. And then I spend several hours streaming the game. And then I spend several hours just playing Slayer against bots. And then I play several more hours just against PvP. All in the span of 3 days. When I should have been doing other things like adulting, because believe it or not, I am an adult. It's ruining my life. But at the same time, I kind of don't mind, because the game is so much fun. It's so addicting, and I can't wait for the full launch. Now, if you missed the last stream that we did a stream last Friday.
Boring!
I've got another stream coming up this Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, so I invite you to come, stop by the YouTube channel where we will be live streaming the game. We are having Big Team Battle make its debut for us doing test flights, so it's going to be an absolute joy. One of the games that I got to play yesterday actually let me drive a Warthog and a Ghost and a Mongoose, and I had so much fun that I can't even really describe how much fun I had to you playing on that map. Some of the things I want to discuss in this video is weapon drills, which I have playing on the screen behind me, how they might actually be fairly beneficial to you if you haven't had a chance to actually sit down and play them, and some of the glitches and bugs that I saw within the demo itself that could potentially be game breaking if 343 doesn't get it fixed. Now, I understand that this is a technical demo. It's a technical preview, which means it's not even an alpha, it's not a beta, so it's not unfair to call it a beta. And this is a build from months ago, just with kind of a little bit of pizzazz sprinkled on top of it to make it playable. Go over some of the glitches that I was having first. And I'll intersperse some clips in here so you can see as I'm actually playing through PvP matches in Slayer Arena. I saw it during the live stream, and then I also went back and played it the other day just to kind of double check to see if it was happening. And what I'm getting is that I can hear audio usually perfectly fine, except when enemies are firing at me. So if you can see, we see the reticle change and it indicates where damage is coming from. However, I don't actually hear the audio cues of it, and by the time I've realized that I'm getting shot from a specific direction, generally because of how fast the weapons kill inside Slayer, or even just how fast the weapons are killing in general, it's usually too late to do anything. So it really doesn't affect the gameplay in and of itself, but when you get into other game modes where you could have a little bit more health, it might end up affecting how you're able to react to enemies targeting you and shooting at you and things like that. I could hear enemies fighting across the map, no problem, but when they were shooting at me, I couldn't hear anything. Another one of the audio issues that I was having was that regardless of what settings I changed or how I tried to mute players, I had to listen to other players talk over the team talk channels, and for whatever reason, 343 has it set to where audio for you to talk is automatically open, and I didn't realize that when I jumped into my first public match. It was a bot Slayer match just to kind of warm up, and I was talking to chat because I was live streaming at the time, and ended up having to have a full-blown conversation with one of my teammates because I didn't realize that my audio settings were set to open mic and not push to talk. I thought it was push to talk, and it wasn't. When I went back and checked, not only was it set to open mic, but it was picking up audio from a different mic. So I have my headset here, which has a built-in microphone on it, which is what I set the game to use, was this built-in microphone on this. So when I flip it up, it's supposed to automatically mute. However, if you can see the microphone behind me, my professional microphone, which I was using on stream, that's where it was picking up the the mic volume from. Even though it was set to this, it was picking it up from that. So there's some audio issues that need to be worked out, both in-game and with their system for choosing mics and everything like that. I thought potentially it could have been something on my end, but everything on my end is set up correctly on my computer. I have that set as my default communication device. Actually, I take that back. I have this set up as my default communication device. So that's just a secondary mic, which I have in OBS for me to use for the stream and for recording purposes. Everything should be defaulted through the headset. All the game audio and all the mic audio should be defaulted to this. But for whatever reason, it was picking up my mic audio from the professional microphone. And then there were other games where I tried to mute everyone, and even though I tried, it still would not let me mute every single person. I had it set to automatically mute within the settings itself, so that way I wouldn't have to listen to people talk. But again, because of the way everything was set up, where everything was set up open mic, now I had to listen to a full-blown conversation between two other individuals who probably didn't even realize they were talking in game chat. They were probably on another application talking, but because of the way the whole audio system was, they were talking about going out on the boat and having a good time fishing, which honestly kind of sounded cool. Wish I was invited, but that's neither here nor there. In any case, that kind of took away a little bit from the game experience, and that game was actually where I discovered the gravity hammer. I had a whole epiphany around the gravity hammer and really all of the weapons. Kind of as you play through the game, I went from where the gravity hammer does not function well to this is the best weapon that I've ever used in Halo, and it's probably the most balanced weapon in Halo, in my opinion, at the moment. At least in Halo Infinite.
Your team scored.
So, and you kind of learn that as you play with all the different weapons. I think there are weapons that do need to get some buffs, like the Ravager, for whatever reason, even though that's an impact weapon that is supposed to deal what I believe is a lot of splash damage. It's almost like a little mini rocket launcher, but it's not really a rocket launcher. You get what I'm trying to say. I feel that should do a little bit more damage, and 3 or 4 shots should take out an enemy, especially if you're directly hitting them with the bolts or the volleys that it launches. But for whatever reason, I was seeing that enemies were able to tank those rounds and shoot me from across the map with a pistol. I feel like the pistol that we saw, the sidekick, was a little OP. I mean, not only does it have a higher rate of fire than the AR, but it's so much more accurate. And I mean, in my opinion, it was the ultimate weapon as far as if you can function shooting single action weapons, it'd be fine. I mean, I was getting outshot by a pistol while I was using a commando, and I would think that the commando, being that it's a bigger gun, bigger round, should have a little bit more stopping power, right? But for whatever reason, the pistol was out shooting me, and kind of frustrating in that. So there is some other balances that need to be made. The gravity hammer, I think, is absolutely perfect. The swing time, the damage that it does, the damage radius, that's perfect. Other weapons do need a little bit of a buff. The AR kind of feels right. I don't think there's really much wrong with that. The sniper, phenomenal. The rocket, phenomenal. I can't remember what it's called. I don't want to call it a spiker because that's not fair to call it, but the giant rocket that shoots one spike, I'll insert the name whenever I figure that out. That was really fun to shoot as well. I know people complain that they needed to fix the reload time on it. I personally didn't see an issue with it this go round, but I had a good time doing it. What I will tell you though is that moving on to the main topic that I really want to talk about is weapon drills, which I have going on this monitor right here. And this is the first day that I did weapon drills. I spent about 20 minutes or so on this day doing just the level 2 sniper one, and I've never really been good with the sniper in Halo. So it was kind of interesting to see me progress from being absolute garbage with a sniper to I can actually pull off some decent moves with the sniper. All in all, I put a total of an hour of real life playtime just on the weapon drills for the sniper, and it made a drastic improvement in how I actually play the game. So I'm kind of excited to get my hands next weekend on the weapon drills again and pick some of the weapons that I'm having issues with and try to do the weapon drills to see if it actually can improve my gameplay there, because the difference in me using a sniper prior to weapon drills and using it after weapon drills is totally night and day. It went from me looking like I had no idea what I was doing to performing flicks and getting shots that I didn't even think that I could possibly pull off just because of the training that we did inside the weapon drills. So if you haven't had a chance to check out the weapon drills, next time you do play, if you are involved in the flight, give it a little bit of your attention, because you might be surprised at how well you can improve, especially if you stick with it and you try to get yourself to get 3 stars and get the Grandmaster with a particular weapon, especially single shot weapons that have a high damage output like the sniper and that one spike rocket launcher. Again, I'll have to insert the name once I figure it, because if you can get those down to basically perfection, you're going to see your gameplay completely change, and you're going to start top fragging like I started doing. Instead of being 1 or 2 kills per match, I started getting 9, 10, 11, 12 kills per match, and it's kind of fun when you get a lot of kills. I also got to play a little bit of Capture the Flag while we were there. I kind of liked how Capture the Flag plays. I'm more of a SWAT and snipers guy, even though I never really was good with snipers. I was always a SWAT and snipers guy because I felt that I had a better advantage of it, but actually getting to play a little bit more of the Slayer mixed bag of things was a lot of fun. I'll be interested to see how Oddball plays. I'm really excited to see how Griffball is going to play in Halo Infinite, so once we get our hands on the full game for that, that would be exciting to see how to play. And I want to see a lot of the custom games come back like we saw in Halo 3 and Master Chief Collection, with different driving maps that you can do and things like that. So all in all, Halo Infinite is a phenomenal game. I really don't know how else to describe it other than it's phenomenal. I can't wait for this next weekend where I'm going to be able to play some more. So if you are unfortunately not able to get in on this flight and you want to join me again at 7:30 p.m. Eastern here on the YouTube channel, we'll go live. We're going to play for a few hours and we'll have a good time. Expect another video following the update as far as how Big Team Battle goes. I'm really excited to get in some 12v12 Big Team Battle. Big maps. Hopefully we can see some Scorpion action, some Wraith action. Maybe we can get into some flying vehicles like the Wasp and the Banshees. Those would be really cool. I'm all about flying vehicles with inside Halo, so it'd be really cool to see those actually make their debut with Inside Infinite and let us actually get our hands on them for the first time. So with that said, thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell, and remember, come by for the live stream, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on the 1st of October. And with that said, take care, Spartans.